What's up, everyone？ 我是麦克老师。那今天的视频呢，真的很特别的，我们讨论一下美国政治正确到底多么夸张。I've seen this story recently, and I just have to make a video about it. It is just crazy. A professor at University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business has been put on leave while they investigate whether or not he said a bad word, a Chinese word. So he's a communications teacher, and he's talking about how to speak more eloquently when we communicate. And to do that, we need to get rid of these filler words. So for example, in English, like. In his online class, thanks coronavirus, he decided to use the Chinese language as an example of this. But some of the students thought he said a very bad English word, the N-word. Now, the N-word is something I'm never going to say. I'm quite happy to self-censor myself from saying this word due to the history behind it and its deep, dark meaning. The problem is, it kind of sounds like the most commonly used word in Chinese. Anyway, you can probably guess. A bunch of students got offended. Let's just watch the clip and you can judge for yourself.
Break between ideas can help bring the audience in. If you have a lot of or ers, and this is culturally specific, so based on your native language, like in China, the common word is that. So in China, it might be nega. So there's different words that you'll hear in different countries, but they're vocal disfluencies. It's saying that,
Racist! This is why I'm never moving to California. I don't see any problem with this. Of course, I speak Chinese, so I understand. But he clearly said, like in Chinese, the context was very clear. The professor's name was Dr. Greg Patton, and he was immediately put on leave and kicked off the course. And now there's a new teacher teaching it. The dean of the university, Jeffrey Garrett, said, "It's simply unacceptable for the faculty to use words in class that can marginalize, hurt, and harm the psychological safety of our students. Unacceptable to use Chinese words in context to demonstrate a point at a business school." This was, of course, in response to a bunch of students who wrote a letter to the dean. Let's take a look and see what they said. It's a bit long, so I'll just give you the highlights. "It is with heavy hearts that we write this letter only 4 days into our USC Marshall MBA program journey, as we are very displeased with Dr. Greg Patton. He made use of the Chinese word nega and pronounced it the N-word." No, he didn't. "While using the word as an illustration of filler words in Chinese. The word is most commonly used with a pause between both syllables." Really? Ne, pause, ge. When do you ever hear anyone say ne, ge? Whoever says that? Come on. This next part just blows my mind. "In addition, we have lived abroad in China and have taken Chinese language courses at several colleges." So if I'm understanding this correctly, these students have lived in China and studied Chinese. They know exactly what this word means and how it's used in the Chinese language. It's identified as a phonetic homonym and a racial derogatory term and should be carefully used, especially in the context of speaking Chinese within the social context of the United States. Basically telling everyone we need to adapt the Chinese language to fit the social context of the United States. I wish I was joking, but this is 100% real, I swear. We are in disbelief that he can teach us communication and be unaware of the power of his words. Oh, it gets better. "Our mental health has been affected. It is an uneasy feeling allowing him to have the power over our grades." I'm sorry, but he's your professor. He decides the grades according to your work. That's how it is. Don't like it? Don't go to school. "We would rather not take his course than to endure the emotional exhaustion of carrying on with an instructor that disregards cultural diversity and sensitivities." Cultural diversity, huh? Does that diversity include different languages like Chinese? In light of the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, we cannot let this stand. So then, of course, the dean of the university responded. Let's see what he has to say. He talks about the incident and says, "Understandably, this caused great pain and upset among students. And for that, I'm deeply sorry. We must and will do better. I'm deeply saddened by this disturbing episode that has caused such anguish and trauma. What happened cannot be undone." And now the university is offering supportive measures to any student, faculty, or staff member who requests assistance.
So traumatic. Please help them.
Then, of course, Dr. Patton had to respond to everything, saying that he was sorry and that he had taught the course for over 10 years and had been given the example by several international students years ago. He apologizes for the deep discomfort and pain that he caused the community. He goes on to explain why he used that example, and he's been using it for 10 years, and he lived in Shanghai, and that's how he heard it spoken there. I have strived to best prepare students with global, real-world, and applied examples and illustrations to make the class content come alive and bring diverse voices, situations, and experiences into the classroom. Sounds reasonable to me. And he goes on to say this is a year that has brought tremendous societal pain, and that he strongly supports the students who wrote the letter to the dean. Either way, he's suspended from that class. I don't know if he's going to come back. I guess they have to do some kind of investigation. To me, it should be a 30-second investigation on Google and done. Oh, no, it's fine. It's only the most commonly used word in spoken Chinese. Oh. There's a lot of cultural aspects I like about the US, and also a lot I dislike. And this political correctness has just gotten out of hand. It drives me crazy. This sensitivity in the name of diversity and inclusiveness, when actually to me it seems like they're just excluding everything. No, you can't speak that Chinese word. Some groups have been very vocal and spoken out against the school's decision to suspend Dr. Patton. One group called the Black China Caucus said this: BCC is shocked by how USC mishandled this situation. Not only would a quick Mandarin lesson reveal that 那个 is a common pronoun, but USC's reaction cheapens and degrades substantive conversations surrounding real challenges on college campuses. I agree. Another group is trying to get a petition signed to reinstate Dr. Patton as the teacher of that class. So far, they have over 15,000 signatures, and you can look it up and sign it yourself if you like. Another group of students wrote a letter to the dean, and they said this: "We are deeply disappointed that the spurious charge has the additional feature of casting insult toward the Chinese language, the most spoken in the world, and characterized it and its usage as vile. We feel Marshall should be open to diversity in all areas." Yes. We further suggest that any attempt to degrade this matter and suggest that a Chinese word different in sound, tone, accent, context, and language itself is exactly like an offensive US term would be naive. Yes, 100% right there. Oh my gosh. Gives me a headache. This is going to be the end of America. I'll teach you a very popular English word right now. Snowflake. 水花. It's someone who is overly sensitive and takes offense at everything. And there are many examples of this happening across the USA. If you want me to make a video about that topic, please leave a like below. If I can get 2,000 likes, I'll do a video about it. But what do you think? Please leave a message below and share the video around if you thought it was interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. 我是麦克老师，下次再见。